The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hi, this is Beverly Bolnick, VP of Sales and Marketing at National Mortgage Professional Magazine, and I would like to welcome you to National Mortgage Professional Magazine's webinar titled How to Get Referrals from Facebook Without Begging or Annoying Your Friends and Followers, sponsored and presented by LO SocialBot. I would like to thank all of our webinar attendees for taking the time out of their busy days for this very valuable and informative webinar in our ongoing series of webinars. If you have any questions during the webinar, please be sure to ask them on the GoToWebinar console, and we will try to answer as many questions as possible at the end of the webinar. Today's webinar will be hosted by Jason Lutz, COO at the TBWS Group. Welcome, Jason.
Well, thank you, Beverly. I appreciate the time. Nice to meet with you and everyone else, for that matter.
Great. So I know we're going to get started in a few minutes. Do we want to do a poll question first, or did you want to introduce yourself to the audience?
Yeah, you know what? I'll let you know on the poll question. It's about maybe, I don't know, 5 minutes into the presentation. So I guess, yeah, why don't I just get started and we'll go from there.
Great. Take it away.
Good deal. All right, well, though, before we get started, I just want to make sure everyone can hear us okay and that you can see my screen okay. On my screen, or what you should be seeing, assuming you got the right screen, is how to get deals from social media without selling, sort of the abridged version of the original title. And the lower right-hand corner is my ugly mug, and the lower left-hand corner is LO SocialBot. If that's what you see and you can hear me okay, then go ahead and put something in the chat box and let us know that everything is good to go, and then let's just jump into it. Does it look good?
We have a ton of people saying we are good to go.
All right, well, good. Yeah, and thank you so much, everyone. I mean, we have such an amazing turnout. This is exciting. What I want to do here in the beginning is a couple of things, sort of like housekeeping. First, I'm going to basically sort of describe the loan officer that should be on this webinar, because I don't want you to get 20 minutes into this and you're like, holy crap, what is this all about? This is not what I thought this webinar was going to be about. I just wasted 20 minutes of my life. I don't want that to happen. I know your time's valuable. Secondly, I'll tell you a little bit about our company and our products, just so you kind of have a perspective of what it is we do, and frankly, why it is we do it. And then lastly, I'll talk a little bit about myself, my favorite subject, and just to, you know, I don't know, theoretically give a little bit of credibility to what I'm about to show you. So first of all, the loan officer that should be on this webinar is someone that wants to get deals from Facebook, but you really don't. Or maybe if you do, it's so sporadic that you wouldn't really consider it a real referral source. Also, if you're spending a ton of time doing Facebook marketing, and you're getting maybe some results, but they're just not what you were hoping they would be. Also, and then lastly, and I just want to be perfectly honest here, I will be touting or sort of pitching LO SocialBot. And there's really a couple of reasons why. One is that that's how we make money. But secondly, a lot of the information I'm going to share with you is derived from the experience that we have helping loan officers, top-tier loan officers throughout the country market on Facebook and other social media. And so our experience with LO SocialBot has really helped us sort of hone in what it is that people on social media respond to and how it is that you can market on Facebook without looking like you're selling, because there's nothing worse. We all know that guy who's all they do is sell on Facebook, and it's annoying. So we don't want to be that person. Okay, so about our company, real briefly. Derivian Group, or TBWS Group, it's one and the same. We have all kinds of products, many of which you might have heard of. Specifically, Rate Alert, which is in the lower right-hand corner there. I have a little name, Rate Alert. Most of you probably have heard of Rate Alert. Just super quick, it's the most widely used MBS alert service in the industry. And basically, the reason why is because it saves deals over and over again. When the market turns, I guess positively or negatively, but the most important thing is when it turns negatively, it notifies you before rate changes occur from your lock desk. We beat lock desks anywhere from 20 to 40 minutes. And as we know, in this marketplace, there has never been a better time or a more important time to have Rate Alert on your side. It's $1 a day, like basically all of our other products, or around $1 or less a day. Now, Buyer's App is a newer product for us. It's a loan officer news app. Many of you have heard of loan officer apps out there and that kind of thing, and there's a ton of them out there, and some of them are really good. The difference with this one, and you may want to try it or go check it out here at some point, is that it is a news app. All the other ones kind of tout that they're digital business cards. Ours is the living, breathing app that you give out to your real estate agents and prospects that updates continuously with positive real estate and mortgage news with your branding on it and as many other real estate agents branding on it as well. So if you haven't heard of it, if you haven't tried it out, go ahead, try it out for 30 days for just $1. Okay, now the reason why you're, well, first let me tell you a little bit about myself. Almost forgot my favorite subject. Briefly, been in the mortgage industry for about 20 years, started off as a secondary marketing analyst, did that for 3.5 years, and I saw all these loan officers making a ton of money. And I'm like, you know what, I can do this. This should be easy. I'm working tons of hours, and it seems like they're just killing it with no effort at all. So I'm like, you know what, I'm going to become a loan officer. Turns out, as all of you on the call know, it is a hell of a lot harder to be successful as a loan officer than you would ever imagine. It is very difficult. It's an uphill battle. It's a slog. Luckily, I lucked out with some cool marketing for businesses, ended up becoming a branch manager, regional manager, vice president, and ultimately grew my region from 0 to 100 million a month in closings. Then through a weird twist of fate, which brings us to where we are today, I met up with the president and CEO at the time of GoDaddy. And because I'm here in Scottsdale, Arizona, their headquarters is here, and through just a weird sort of sequence of events, I ended up working at GoDaddy for about 3 years, launched all kinds of products, marketed all kinds of products, including on social media, and really gained a perspective of how in other industries, social media and internet marketing as a whole is so critical to their business. Okay, now that I got that out of the way, let's jump into why you're here, which is how to get social media without looking like that, sleazy salesperson. So let's say you have 200 Facebook friends. That's sort of the average. Some people have just a crap ton more. Some people have a little bit less. But on average, the average person has 200 Facebook friends. That means about 10% of those people will move every year. The logic is every 10 years now, people are moving. It used to be every 5 years for a short period of time. For most of my time in the business, it was 7 years. Now it's bumped up to 10 years. That's 20 potential deals per year from just Facebook. Now, obviously, you're not going to get every single deal. And I don't want to make it sound like I have the answers right here for you to grab every single deal that comes across, your Facebook of someone that your friends or followers or whatever, that you're going to get the deal, because that's not going to happen. However, there is a key that if you're going to get the deal, that must occur. You must be there at the magic moment when they decide to purchase a home. And that is the case with any marketing, right? Whether or not it's cold calling, email marketing, print marketing, advertising on TV, the most important piece is that whoever it is you're in front of actually has a desire for your product. Like I bought a car last year, and I usually do it super fast. I just go in, buy the car, and I'm done. I don't do a lot of shopping around or anything like that. But about 3 months after that, I would get tons of calls and emails and all kinds of advertising on websites about a car, right? Buying a car. None of that marketing ever could have worked in a million years on me because it was the wrong time. It had come and gone. I wasn't in the mode. So the biggest key for us in marketing is, again, to be there in front of them when they're in the decision-making process. And it just so happens that Facebook in particular is the most important place that I can think of that you should be in front of people, because people are in front of Facebook all the time. 1 in 5 page views in the United States occurs on Facebook. It's 20% of the internet traffic. And the average time spent on Facebook is 20 minutes per visit. So clearly, if we're sort of all in the same line of thinking that the biggest key to marketing is simply being there at that moment, then Facebook marketing, and testimony to all these people that showed up, you kind of agree, should be a good referral source for us. But the question is, and I'm really curious, is how many of you view Facebook right here, right now, today, is an important piece to your marketing. It is a consistent referral source for you, where if those referrals went away, that would be a critical problem. I want, Beverly, if you could pull up that poll, because then I'm going to share with you after kind of get a feel for what it is that you guys have and what you feel about it. I'm going to show you sort of the marketing average in other industries, sort of outside of the loan officer, mortgage, real estate field. So I think the poll's up. If you could answer that real quick, and I'll share the results with everyone. I think everyone has it. Everyone's doing it. All right, good deal. Just maybe another 30 seconds, then we'll close it down, Beverly. Let's see what the results are.
Yep, sounds good. All right, I'm going to close it up now.
Cool.
And I'll share the results with you. So I don't know if you can see them, Jason, but 38% of our audience said it is critical, 40% said it's not very important, and 22% said it's not important at all.
All right, so about 50–60% said not important at all. Or not like all that important.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so good. Now I think you can see my screen now. All right, let's look at the average and the industry. About 42% of marketers report that Facebook is critical or important to their business, which is a little bit more than what we experience. And so I'm actually kind of surprised, to be honest, with those results, that a lot of you that have decided to join this webinar are doing stuff currently on Facebook, and it might be working to some degree or another. Now, what is interesting about this is that for a loan officer, for Facebook marketing to work, unlike many other products out there, we can't just sit there and say, hey, here's my product, let's get it on, let's do it. I mean, if you were to say, hey, I'm a mortgage guy, if you need to buy or refi, give me a call, that's not going to work. It becomes annoying, right? In fact, there's I have a friend from originally from high school. We were same graduating class, and we had a graduating class of like 93 people. So everyone basically in the high school are all friends, and we're Facebook friends. And he's an insurance salesman, insurance agent, and he sells Advocare. And for those of you who don't know what Advocare is, it's like a supplement product, right? They have all kinds of protein powders and shakes, and one product in particular, which is Spark. And so what he does almost every single day is take a picture of Spark and say, wow, I just had a great Spark this morning. It's wonderful. I am feeling rejuvenated and ready to go. Well, Spark is basically a caffeine drink minus the caffeine. And that's how he markets Spark each and every day. But there is a fundamental problem with sitting there and simply presenting your product over and over again. And in his case, and I'll bring it back to being a loan officer, in his case is that he has created zero credibility. He's touting a health and fitness product with all kinds of nutrition and all this stuff. But I don't know if he knows any more than I do about whether or not Advocare products and protein shakes and Spark absorb in the body better than anything else I could run 5 miles down the street to high health and get. Okay, so the key with consistently marketing on Facebook is that you need to engender credibility over time. And you can't do that simply by saying buy or refi. So here's the deal. Content creates trust, and this has always been true, and trust is the filter through which all business success must pass. So what we're going to do, and what you need to do on Facebook and other social media outlets to consistently be in front of someone and not look like a jerk, is to provide information that they care about. right? If they're a homeowner or they're looking to buy a home, it should be information that is interesting to them. But there's some keys to the content marketing that if you want to do yourself, that we have found over time that must be there. And if they're not, you're sort of spinning your wheels, particularly as it pertains to social media. The first thing is, if you're to create content on a consistent basis, daily in particular, because you need to be in front of them all the time, the content needs to be timely, particularly on social media, because that's sort of the nature of it. It's things that are happening now, right? The party you just went to, the food you just ate, the cat that just ran around. It's always what's happening now. Politics, it's here and now. So make sure that you don't waste your time posting things about 7 things that you need to know before you buy a house, or 10 mistakes that every first-time home buyer makes. Complete waste of time, won't get any looks, won't get any views, because it's not timely. The second thing it needs to be is relevant, meaning because we are trying to engender credibility over time, right? So that when that person is in the mode of purchasing a house, they're not only going to think of us, but they're also going to know that we know what we're talking about because we're providing all this great content over the months, if not years, to them. But it needs to be about real estate and mortgages, right? It needs to be relevant to our industry. It can't be, something else. So when you're doing a business post, make sure it's perfectly clear that it's about real estate and mortgages, but that at the same time, make it interesting. This is the piece that, quite frankly, is the hardest piece to do, because what makes something interesting, right? I mean, it's tough. And in the marketplace, particularly when we're posting such timely information, the key is that you need to rope it back into how it affects them and their world, right? Even when things aren't all that exciting. It's been very easy for us lately in our posts, and I'll show you some statistics so I can really kind of drill in how important it is for things to be timely, relevant, and interesting. But as of late, it's been pretty easy. We've had huge record after record of views on our posts because the last one was the Trump win. Okay? That was our biggest post to date. And the reason why is because it was timely, relevant, and interesting. The thing is everyone was talking about it. It was on everyone's consciousness. So make sure that when you're posting things about our industry, that try to relate it to the news that's happening now. In the case with Trump, I mean, it was crazy, right? The Trump supporters were too excited. The Trump haters were too upset. Everyone was talking about it, and then we roped that in to say, hey, this is how the Trump win is affecting real estate and mortgage rates, and it ties them back to you, and they realize, wow, you really know what you're doing, and you're an expert, and they're interested in it. Okay? Let me do something here. Let me give you a couple examples of our posts and what we do, and show you some key components that if you're going to do this on your own, that you need to have that we found. Okay? So first of all, this is our daily mortgage market overview. Okay? This is a Facebook post, obviously. On the left-hand side is how it shows up on Facebook, and on the right-hand side is what happens when they click on it. It goes to that article. A couple things about this that are key. First of all, if it's a Facebook post, presuming that all of the people in your sort of network, or at least a lot of the people, aren't real estate agents, financial planners, tax accountants, those kind of people, it needs to be simple, clear, and quick. They need to be able to look at it on their phone, which, by the way, this renders beautifully on a phone. About 70% of Facebook traffic is over the phone, so make sure that your site looks amazing on a phone. And it's graphical, right? It's skimmable. In about 45 seconds, they can see exactly what it is that's happening now that is affecting mortgage rates. The other thing, what happens a lot of times is that we get all ambitious, right? And we're like, all right, I'm going to do some Facebook marketing. I listened to Jason, and he was saying it needs to be timely, relevant content. Content marketing works, keeps me in front of them. Everyone's interested because it's information about the most important asset in their life, which is their home and all that kind of stuff. I'm doing it on my own, which is fine. Takes a lot of time, but you're obviously capable of it. You have the knowledge. The thing you don't want to do is that when times get busy and you're not able to regularly post, which obviously happens from time to time, clearly, do not start posting third-party content. Like if you see something on CNBC or CNN or whatever, and you're like, wow, that's interesting, and that really looks good, and I think my friends and followers would like that, don't take that article and just plug it in your Facebook account because, well, a few reasons. For one, it lends zero credibility to you. I mean, how does that make you look good? You grabbed a link and threw it on Facebook. Anybody can do that, right? With this, it looks and feels, what you're looking at now, as if it's coming from you. It has your branding all over it, okay? The second reason why is, God forbid, that person that's looking at the article is actually interested in purchasing home. Like, you've reached them at their magic moment. Because what you've done is you've now sent them to a third-party website that has all kinds of ads, because they're searching around for real estate and all that kind of stuff, so you know how the whole cookie thing works, right? And they're in someone else's world, reading about something that you thought was interesting, so they're just going to go off to someone else's website and learn about, you know, real estate and mortgages and all that kind of stuff. Okay? So don't post third-party content. Make sure that it's on your own branded site. Keep them in your world. Okay, so with this, because we do this daily and it's about what's happening now, it's timely, it's relevant, and it's easy to read, and it's interesting. Here's another type of post that we do that you can do on your own that I'm telling you, you know, it doesn't meet all the criteria that I just mentioned, but boy, do these type of posts get likes and shares and all that kind of stuff. We have another selection that we have, which is called Interesting Real Estate News and Home Tips. And so we do just that, interesting real estate news, and we do home tips, holiday type stuff, Halloween, how to decorate your house. We just had one about, you know, the stains in your carpet from big parties because it's that time of year. But the ones that really kill it are these celebrity listings and home sales. I mean, it is crazy. People are interested in that kind of thing, right? They want to see the big shooters' homes and, you know, what they look like and all that kind of stuff. And this is probably the easiest type of post to generate. The problem with this type of post, even though our users post them all the time, most of them do it actually daily on their Facebook, but you get to choose, is that it really doesn't generate any credibility. I mean, it's not like, wow, you know, he knows that Bob Hope just listed his home, that's great. You know what I mean? It's not, there's no credibility factor. It does remind them that you are in the mortgage and real estate industry, so it accomplishes that. It is timely because, you know, it's happening now. It's content that's happening now. But in terms of generating credibility, it doesn't do a lot of that. It's just keeping engaged with your friends and followers. Okay? In fact, let me just show you something before I run too much further in this. And I'm about, we have about 10 more minutes or so, and then we'll answer questions. If you have questions already, just kind of post them, you know, on the question or the chat box, and we'll get to them at the end. But I wanted to share with you, real quick, sort of the loan officer experience with LO SocialBot and the different types of posts that we do. Okay? Now, when you log in for the first time, this is the page you will see. There's actually a little pop-up in the middle that tells you the 3 things that you need to do to get it set up. And in whole, it takes about 6 minutes to set up. But what's key about this, and you'll notice, is look at all these different types of posts that we do on a daily or weekly basis. Now let's just do fun real estate news and home tips. Let me show you how this works. This is the one we just did, the Bob Hope type post, right? And home tips and hacks and all that kind of stuff. You set for how often you want that to post on your different social media. On LinkedIn, you may not want to do it at all because it's just not the place necessarily for this type of post. But on Facebook, you may want to do it every day. These little right here, these quick, it sets it up for you real fast. Like it'll I don't want to change this one, but it'll say all business, and it'll set your whole schedule based on the fact that, hey, this is strictly for business. This is all, I don't want any kind of fun stuff or anything like that. So you set up all your different types of postings, which days you want them to post, right? and then you're done. So if, for example, you can see a in-depth market analysis, right? This goes out in the morning-ish, around 9 or so Pacific time. This is the post that was just created. Home builder sentiment, highest since September 2005, and it's lengthy. It's deep. It has good content. It has historical perspective. This type of post, the in-depth market analysis, is great for LinkedIn. Okay? You can post something like that on LinkedIn if you're using LO Social Bot every single day, literally, because that feed kind of comes and goes very frequently. Okay? Real estate market overview, perfect for Facebook, LinkedIn, all that, and it basically is an overview. It's every Monday, as you can see, and it tells you about what's going on with real estate. Some smart home technology has become more important to buyers, right? And real estate agents love that kind of stuff, along with it being easily skimmable because of the graphic representation of everything. Okay? All you got to do to set it up is add your social network. Takes 2 seconds, and then you edit your marketing profile. This is obviously a sample account. In total, takes about 6 minutes. Okay? Just wanted to share that with you and show, by the way, and this is also how it generates on your Facebook. Look at all these positive reviews, by the way. People just absolutely love it. It posts on your Facebook like this, but this is obviously your name, your picture. LO Social Bot doesn't show up anywhere on it, and that's all there is to it. You set it up once, and you don't have to worry about your business social again. All right, so let me go back to one key thing, which is this. With LO Social Bot, or if you were to do it on your own, if it's not, LO Social Bot and all the content isn't worth the buck a day, make sure that you are social within social media. And this is really what GoDaddy showed me, which is you would think, well, GoDaddy is just some big, huge company, and people just know about GoDaddy, and they're on Facebook and all that kind of stuff, and it's super easy. Not the case. They spend a lot of time joining groups and making sure they're in connection with the type of people, small business owners, web developers, that would potentially want their products. So be active within social media. You can join groups. No difference than you join business building groups in your area. You can do the exact same thing with Facebook. Okay, one thing I wanted to share with you, okay, and just to show you how important timely, relevant content is. Remember when I told you that this represents about thousands of views on our posts, and this is really good, thousands of views, and then the weekend came, and then this is the Trump effect, right? Just a huge spike in views because we were there at the moment when everyone was thinking about what is going on with Trump, the market's going crazy, and we were able to lend perspective on how it's affecting real estate and mortgages. Okay? The other thing, when you start getting comments and shares and likes and all that kind of stuff from your business social, when you start using LO Social Bot, for example, you're going to start to get activity, right? People are going to ask questions or tell you their story or whatever. What happens a lot of times, and I see my friend that sells the Advocate, does this all the time. He'll just answer the question on Facebook. And that's sort of the beginning and end of it, right? He's leaving that sort of conversation on Facebook, even though if you have 200 followers, chances are you're not talking to like 90% of them most of the time. So use that opportunity when they engage with your posts, which will happen consistently, to reach back out to them. Let them know, hey, listen, if you have any questions, just PM me, or let me get, what's your phone number? I haven't talked to you in a while. Use that as an opportunity to re-engage with them. Okay, we're right at, oh man, that's perfect. So actually, I'm going to answer questions, but I want to also offer you a promo code, okay? And the promo code is NMP, okay? You put in the NMP in your cart at the very end of LO Social Bot, and actually I'll show you exactly how that works. You'll get 20% off forever, okay? And you get to try it for $1 for just 30 days. But let me share with you something really quick. By the way, these are just some testimonials. We have so many that people love it. But let me show you how it works. So all you got to do is go to losocialbot.com, create an account, put in your information, right? I'm going to do like that. Set up my account. Let's say you do it for 12 months, which is the best value, but watch this. Right here is where you put in the promo code. And you see right now, before I put it in, it's $348. You put NMP, it drops it down just to $276 per year. It ends up being less than $1 a day for all that content generated for all of your social media, right? For your Facebook, your LinkedIn, your Twitter, your Pinterest. It happens all automatically. You set it up once and you're done. Okay, we still have, man, everyone stayed on. That's great. Beverly, is there any questions?
We have a ton of questions coming in. So many. So we're going to start our Q&A session now. Please continue to ask questions as you have them, and we'll try to get to as many of them as we can before we end the webinar. If we don't get to your question, I'll make sure that Jason gets your questions and he can get back in touch with you at a later date to answer them. Okay. Okay, the first question, we've been getting this from a lot of people. Should one post on personal Facebook page, business Facebook page, or both?
Should you post on personal, business, or both? Is that the question?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, you kind of cut out there for a second.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's okay. For one thing, I get this question actually a lot. And the key thing is you want to post in the place where you have people looking at it. Most people have a lot of friends on Facebook, but very few people have it on their business page. Like, this don't have the audience. So why spend a lot of time posting on your business page when you have no one looking at it? So if you had to choose, you choose your business page, or excuse me, your personal page, because that's where the eyeballs are. However, one thing with LSocialBot is that you can do both. What we do is we set up your account and we'll create 2 accounts for you so you can post both on your personal and your business pages, because there is a difference between the way you want to post. Meaning, on your personal Facebook page, you'll want to be a little bit more discriminating, right? You don't want to just inundate people with 4 posts a day. Like with LSocialBot, you have the opportunity to post 4, 5, and 6 posts a day, right? That would be not a great idea on your Facebook personal page. But on your business page, have at it. That's why they are following you, right? Because they're interested in that material. That actually leads me to another piece that a question I get a lot, Beverly, that may be on your screen right now, but I want to make sure, because some of you might be thinking, hey, listen, I love this product. I love the idea of being able to market on my social media. However, my company is a real pain about it. Like, they don't want us marketing on social media. They don't want us doing anything like that. We have a corporate edition, LSocialBot Corporate Edition, that will assuage any of your compliance issues. Basically, there's a review and release process. They gain control over the content, which is the reason why they have a problem with social media marketing. So if you kind of have a question, you're like, I'd love to do this, but my company just doesn't allow this, I know for a fact, then email me at that email right there, lutz@tbwsmail.com, and let me know, and I will forward you over information about our corporate edition of LSocialBot so we can get that ball rolling, because I promise you, once they see what it is we provide, they will have absolutely no question whatsoever they'll allow it.
Excellent. Yeah, we actually did have that question, so I'm glad that you answered that. Our next question, how often do you suggest boosting posts on Facebook, and what type of posts are most beneficial to boost?
Well, this is actually an easy question, okay? When you see a post that you ended up getting some activity from, like from your existing, let's say you have 200 followers, and normally you might get a like or 2 or 3 from your post, and maybe a comment. But once a post comes around that it actually has more activity, right, that's more likes, more shares, more comments than you typically have, that's the post you boost. It's really that simple. Now, having said that, it also depends on your sort of motivation. and the type of article that it is. Meaning, if it's, you got a lot of activity from Bob Hope posting, right? I mean, boosting it, I'm not sure you're going to get an ROI on it, right? So you also be cognizant of what the content of the post is. However, the easy answer is you post something on your existing Facebook, and if it gets activity from your existing relationship, that's the one you boost.
Okay, sounds good. Our next question, when linking to different social media accounts in LO Social Bot, does it cost more for each type of social media? Like, let's say you want to promote it on Facebook, LinkedIn, Google+, all of them. So as you add them, does it make the price go up?
Nope. You know what? I get that a lot. Obviously, I don't explain it well. So this is the deal. Whether or not you just use it for Facebook or you use it for Facebook, LinkedIn, all of them, which I suggest all of them, why not, right? It's the same amount. It's less than $1 a day. So there isn't a incremental cost or anything like that. Wanted to share with you one thing that led me to think of something we just added. And one other reason, by the way, I'm glad everyone's on because this is something sort of important. One thing you're able to do with LO Social Bot is you're able to create your own post. So let's say you have a new product that just came out, right? And you have it on your own personal blog or something like that. You can post it right here, and it automatically goes out to all of your social media that you have connected. The other thing I wanted to share with you, and mainly the reason why that I want everyone to take advantage of the discount now, today, because first, the NMP discount code is only available through today. That's number one. But the other reason why is because we're making a major enhancement by the end of the year, or excuse me, by the beginning of next year, if I can find it, that your posts will now look like this. Am I sharing my screen? Let's see. I am. Oh, here it is. Okay, it just took a while to generate. So now, you see how we had a single post, single page, right? And it just showed that content? This is a rendering, like this isn't real content, this is sort of fake content. A rendering of your posts will now look like this. A true blog website with tons of content, tons of information, where it's all timely and relevant, right? It's just on, it's like a typical blog, right? And once your visitor comes into here, they're not only going to be able to view the main article, mortgage rates jump on solid jobs numbers, right? But also all your other interesting real estate news, in-depth market analysis, mortgage market overview, all that kind of stuff. You have an About Me section right here that looks just amazing. They're able to share, obviously. It's a huge improvement because now you're really pulling them into your world. But the but is, when we launch this at the beginning of the year, the prices will go up. So I want you to, not if you get into it right now, we never adjust for our existing users, people who jump on now, but once we launch this additional piece, because it really sort of replaces, if you wanted to, your existing website. Okay, next question.
The next question is, how many categories of content do you have?
That's actually a good question. Let's just look. These are all the different content. We have flash posts. Didn't really go over this. If there's one post you want to turn on, it's flash posts. Okay? That's because it only happens when something meaningful in the marketplace happens, something dramatic, like the Trump win, like the Fed increasing the rates a quarter and mortgage rates tanking, right? Fed lifts rates, but that's not why mortgage rates jumped. Huge, huge article. So definitely turn this on. Make sure, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 pieces. Another good one is Credibility Booster. We just started this one about 6 weeks or so. It's a consumer advocacy piece. Basically, we talk about things that are going on right here and right now and how consumers are getting taken advantage of and how it is that they should protect themselves. And at the end of each of these basic articles, it comes down to, If you ever feel uncomfortable about what's going on, make sure you contact a licensed real estate agent and loan officer. Okay? So it brings them back to you. Very popular piece suggested. So we have 8 pieces that go out daily and weekly.
Excellent. Our next question, is it effective to post all of this to a company page and then have the loan officers share it to their personal pages?
I wouldn't suggest that, to be honest. Again, the reason why is because if you have your company page, it has your company's information on it. Like, I'll give you an example. Let's just look here. As a loan officer, which would be better, right? To have your information up here, right, when they click on the post, right? Meaning it looks like it's generated by you, it's with your contact information and all that, or would it be better if it was your company's name and information on it that 50 loan officers used? Like, who gets the leads, who gets the referrals? People can say contact me, right? And it happens often. In fact, we had a loan officer when we first launched, which I'm not saying this is typical, so don't like say, wow, I didn't get 3 deals in 4 days. But he actually got 3 contact me things in 4 days. Normally the conversation happens on Facebook, don't get me wrong. But for him, for his experience, that's what happened to him. So definitely it should be your own branded page. But we definitely have branches and businesses that use this as their company page. So they just put in their company information up top and their logo and all that, where the loan officer information goes, and they post it to their company Facebook page as well.
Okay, great. We actually have time for one more question. We do have a ton more that we haven't gotten to, though, so I'm definitely going to send them over to you so you can get back to them. The last question is, do you recommend buying likes on Facebook?
No. No. The real reason is because you don't have a relationship with them. There's no reason. Okay, maybe in theory, if you were selling, I don't know, maybe if you were selling Spark, I guess, right? Just a product, something that they could get anywhere. But with mortgages and real estate, it is a commodity, right? Our actual mortgages that we give them, but they're doing business with us. It's a relationship-based business, and it's very hard to create a relationship that originates from a like. The chances are, it's a bot of some sort. I've never believed if you've ever bought likes, just go ahead and try it once. The people that like when you buy it from Facebook are nuts. Like, it's just crazy kind of. It makes no sense. It's weird people. So I definitely don't recommend it. I don't know of any companies. I've never even heard, certainly not GoDaddy or any of the other companies that I've consulted for in the past, where they have said, yeah, wow, buying likes on Facebook really paid dividends. Never heard that.
All right. Well, and I happen to agree with you on that as well. So I saw it for a few people, so figured I would ask you. That is the end of our webinar. I want to thank you so much, Jason, for such a great webinar. Really great content and some great tools for our readership to use. A lot of people are asking if we're going to be sending out the PowerPoint and the recording. We will be sending out a PDF of the PowerPoint and the recording tomorrow for all of you to replay it and review it. And remember to use that code NMP for 20% off. And as you said, that expires today, correct? That code?
Yep.
Okay, so make sure if you want to do it today. Thank you all for attending and taking time out of your day. I know it's a super busy time of year. We're getting ready for the holidays. This is actually our last webinar of 2016. So thank you for attending today and any of the other webinars you've attended this year. And we will definitely see you again in 2017. We have a bunch of webinars booked already. And with that being said, thank you again, Jason, and hope you all have a great day and a happy holiday, a happy new year.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone. Thanks for everyone staying on the whole time. Appreciate it, and look forward to chatting with you guys again.
All right. Take care.
Bye. Thanks, Beverly.